People are trickling in, Mourners are trickling in. I'm just checking on the other side who's coming in, but I'll ask Bonga Mkize just to show you what is happening on the other side, because we see more and more people that are here. They've already arrived, family members taking their positions, members of the clergy also taking their positions. Earlier on, I saw Prince Buthelezi, who is Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's son, as we see Thulasizwe Buthelezi, a family member, as well as Mayor of Zululand District Municipality. On this other side, there is a setup that is underway for a few, or rather a full religious service, prayer service that will take place. Those who believe, including my colleague Bonga Mkize, they call it eMisa. So this is the setup of that eMisa that will take place. As final preparations are also underway, members of the South African National Defence Force are also here. There is a lot of negotiations that are taking place here between IFP leadership, members of the army, as well as other stakeholders for logistics. This is very big. Everyone needs to take their positions. There are too many people that will be attending here. We see the national spokesperson of the IFP, Mkhuleko Hlengwa, in communication with members of the SANDF, members of the army here, as well as protocol officers from the presidency and from government, because this is special. This is a special official funeral category 1 that has been granted to the Prince of Kwapindang, and this is where members of the clergy will be. This is where men and women of God will be seated, and this is where they will be paying their respects. And perhaps we'll just try and see if we can speak to some of them that are here. They've come to pay their respects. They are also members of Amazulu royal family. I see in front of me there is Princess Toby here. She's here together with other members, and they are also members of the IFP Women Brigade. There are people who have come to pay their respects, as we will be walking across to show you what is happening on the other side in terms of the seating arrangement. It's going to be a very difficult one to manage, because this is the main marquee. That's where the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, will be sitting. He will be delivering the eulogy, eulogizing Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. I see here the administrator of the IFP, Ubabu Mbango. Let me see if I can get a word with Ubabu Mbango. Ubabu Mbango, sanibonani ninjani kodwa? It's a very sad day for you. You've worked with Umntwana for many years. Today it's his final send-off. Let's just reflect on his life and times as the administrator who's been working for the IFP with Umntwana Wakapindangene for years.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Goge, and greetings to the viewers at home. Really, it is a very sad day, but we hope that whatever happens in our lives, it is in the hand of our God. That now He has called Umntwana to his eternal rest. We wish that this service today can be befitting to the stature of Umntwana. He has worked tirelessly as a politician, as a social empowerment, as a community builder. He has built the lives of many people in South Africa and outside South Africa. That is why we are expecting diplomatic corps, we're expecting international guests to come and pay their last tribute to Umntwana Wakapindangene. I've worked with him, I've walked with him for more than 17 years now. And really, I must say, he was very passionate about respect. You know, the respect that he used to give to the people, even the young ones. You know, when you call a person by name, having not started by saying Miss or Mr., he will discipline you politely and saying, who's that? Then you repeat, Goge. Then you will say, no, Mr. Goge, Mr. Mbango. So he was very diplomatic in everything that he was saying, and very diplomatic in what he was doing. He has touched the lives of many people here in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, and even abroad. That is why really you will see the multitudes of people flocking to the stadium to pay their last tribute. So what we can say, on behalf of the administration is that may his soul rest in peace. I will remember his smile.
Have you seen this preview of the program? Do you know who's attending? High-profile guests, even though in the Zulu culture you don't invite people for the funeral, they come. But do you know who is in that guest list?
Yes, Dr. Obasanjo is here. The Amakosi from Zambia, they are here. Amakosi from Sekukune, Limpopo, they are here. Mr. Oppenheimer, Nikki, the son of Harry Oppenheimer, they are also here. Even from USA, United Kingdom, they are all here. The list is just endless.
Okay, Mbango, thank you very much for time. We'll catch up with you later on. That is Mr. Mbango, one of the administrators of the IFP. As we see here, the young people, the youth brigade of the IFP, Omlungisi Mabaso, will just hijack him. Sanbonan, siyaxolisa ukuniphazamisa nisabingelelana, siyaxolisa kakhulu kuba rude. A very sad day, the IFP youth brigade, umntwana wakaPhindangene, is finally gone. What are you going to do to ensure that his legacy lives? If you can come this side, please. What are you going to do to ensure that his legacy lives, the values and principles that he stood for and by are respected, and most importantly, that the IFP does not die after his departure?
Well, he educated us, he gave us guidance, he gave us best advices, he groomed us. So we are going to use all those teachings to take the party forward, and we are going to use those teachings to educate the other leaders that are still growing within the ranks of the organization. I mean, there is a lot Umntwana that did for this nation. We are going to continue to celebrate his legacy. We are going to talk about his legacy. We are going to educate young people about the work that Umntwana did for this nation. So we're not going to stop. It does not stop here. Even after the funeral, we are still going to hold memorial services. We are going to conduct lectures for him, so that at least we are able to educate people of South Africa about the work that Umntwana wakaPhindangene did for this nation.
So thank you very much for time. Lungis Mabaso, the secretary of the IFP Youth Brigade. This is the setup, this is the layout where dignitaries will be seated, including President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa. Seats are being reserved for those high-profile guests that will be coming here, and a number of them have taken their seats already. There will be those who would have worked with Umntwana for years. I see the son of Umntwana wakaPhindangene there, Buthelezi. Let's go and see if we just can get a word with him, as we see more and more business people that are here. These are members of the Buthelezi and Zulu royal family. Mntwana Ushenge, thank you very much for time. Let me kneel near you here so that we can have this conversation. A sad day for you today. You are basically laying your father to rest. Talk to us about your fond memories of him.
Siqhameke engeqwantwala kuvuleke igebe elikhulu iwili inqolobane nenjula xhobo ebekade sikhusele kuyona sonke, sazi ukuthi ayikho into ongayiswela uma ngabe umzali wakho ubaba ekhona ekhaya. Uyabona ukuthi igebe elingakanani uma ngabe umuzi singasenababa sekusele izingane. Kodwa ke futhi ke phela isikhulisile njengoba sesikhule sangaka, nathi sesinabazukulu, sithi asimbonge uNkulunkulu kuzo zonke ensukwini amphezona zokuphila afike ku95, nathi sesiko 73. Siyakubonga lokho, sithi dudu kuwo wonke umphakathi wakithi nasemndenini. Inxebe elingeke lize livaleke, asoze size simkhohle ngoba besembethe yena. Noma ngixakekile bengazi ukuthi ukhona ubaba, ngizoyibeka inkinga yami, kube khona ufahlalala nathi hamba ovala isikhala ndodana. Ngiyathokoza kakhulu Shenge. That is Prince Tutu, one of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's sons, who was reflecting on his father's life and times for us as we will continue. Sorry Baba. As we'll continue to reflect on Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's life and times. Here we'll show you other members of IFP and Mourners that have come to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Regional Stadium in Ulundi. This is where he handed over the political baton to
Velenkosini Hlabisa in 2019 when there was the national conference of the IFP. I covered that, and when I covered that, he said when he was handing over the baton, he gave a mandate to the delegates and branch members of the IFP, protect the most vulnerable members of the society, women and children. Those were his parting words at the very same stadium where we are currently. As Bongamkize is showing you, mourners that have trickled in and others are arriving here. More will be outside where my colleague Mulogo Moloto is, because people are still being dropped off by the buses. But it would appear to me that they will be starting as soon as the family arrives. They will be starting with this funeral service. I want us to go back to the other side, inside, and go right across if we still have time. I want to show you where members of Amazulu royal family are seated, and we expect that a number of them, many of them, will be attending this funeral service, because Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi was family to them. Yes, there were those who were questioning his royal status, saying, why is he being called the prince? That was explained if you take into account that those who are from the royal family have said that the direct descendants of King Dinuzulu, whether from both male and female children, they were going to be accorded the royal status of being called either princes or princesses. So Ntwana Wakaphindangene, being the son of the late Princess Makoko, who was the daughter to King Dinuzulu, therefore qualified for that status to be accorded to him. That's why he was called the Prince of Waphindangene. He was Nkosi of the Buthelezi clan, and as such there will be that debate about succession, who takes over from him. But it's widely expected that it will be Prince Zuzi Fantutugo Yesizwe Buthelezi who will take over from his father, as he is the one who appears to have been anointed by his father to take over. So those are some of the things that will be ensuing here. I've spotted Inkosi Uphathisizwe Chiliza Udungeni, who was the former, or who is the former chairperson of the KwaZulu-Natal House of Traditional Leaders. We will reflect with Inkosi Udungeni, as this is reserved for Amakhosi and other members of the Zulu royal family. Ngiyakhuleka nabesilo, ngiyakhuleka Dungeni. Sikhona sivukile. Ngizocela nje ukuthi siguqe la Dungeni sisike elijikayo nawe. Today is a very sad day. Ntwana Wakaphindangene is being laid to rest. You worked with him for a very long time together with the late Mdlogo Mbana. Talk to us about your fond memories of him.
Thank you very much. In fact, this is a sad day. Yes, indeed, a great legend has fallen. We will remember that Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, is the one who fought for the institution of traditional leadership. That's why amongst us have Amakhosi from all over. We have Amakhosi from Eastern Cape, from Limpopo, all over, because he was the pillar of the institution. And we will remember him as an elder in the cabinet. The reason for that, he used to say, I won't leave parliament until the issue of land, the issue of powers and functions of traditional leadership are met. And we believe our government will do that to respect Umntwana Wakaphindangene. And as Ubukhosi, really we are seriously support and respect him, because he is one of us without being a leader of a political party, but he can separate the two. The politics and the institution. He fought for the institution. Even if you know the royal household issues, he was the one who was in front of making sure that there is peace, there is harmony, and we appeal to the nation, not even in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, but the whole nation and the continent at large, to respect, to pay tribute to His Royal Highness Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Thank you very much for your time. That is Inkosi Pathisizwe Chiliza here, who was reflecting on the life and times of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Inkosi Chiliza is the former chairperson of the KwaZulu-Natal House of Traditional Leaders. He worked very closely with Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. I see the current chairperson of the Provincial House of Traditional Leaders, Inkosi Undelu. I know you are busy on the phone, but when you are done with your call, I would like to hijack you, Nkosi. We will talk once you are done with your call. That is the current chairperson of the Traditional House of Leaders in KwaZulu-Natal, arriving here to pay his respects to the departed Prince of KwaPhindangene. With that, let me take it back to you, Brother.